When I go in the woods, this is the tool I put in my pocket. What's happening? I'm Bernardo with Fatberry DC, and this is the Victorinox Huntsman. Before I kind of get into my opinions and thoughts, let's get into a quick brief history about this knife. So Victorinox has actually been making this knife in this kind of configuration with this tool set since 1902. For the most part, it's been the same for that since then. It was then given the name in the 1950s as Huntsman, kind of more of a marketing ploy to kind of get things out there into their different uses and what they're for. But they've had this tool set for the most part since 1902 in their catalog. A couple slight differences. I think the one in the 1950s had a file. So it had like a small little thin file. I'll see if I can find a photo of that and put it up for you guys. It was a spin-off of, I think, the Outdoorsman, which was a blade, or I guess a knife at the time. But let's get into the tool set. So it comes with the Victorinox big blade. Comes with the little blade as well, down here. Little blade. The can opener, small screwdriver, and Phillips, wire stripper, bottle opener, and flathead, the famous scissors, and what is probably the show, or what the Huntsman's most known for, is the saw. So that's a really nice saw. We'll kind of get into that a little bit as well. And it also has the carbonate that has the corkscrew, the utility hook, and the awl with a sewing eye. All great tools. Victorinox is well known. This is probably the quintessential Victorinox knife that I think when everyone thinks of a Swiss Army, they're probably thinking of this knife with a corkscrew, blades, and this saw. But yeah, and they've had it for so long. They're selling it until today. Until this day, they're still selling this model. So tried and true. That's one of the reasons why it's in my pocket. It's very capable. It does have the micro tools as well, I forgot to mention, but the tweezers and toothpick. The scales I have on here are plus scales. And the reason I had put the plus scales is that I'm actually going to put a little ferro rod. They sell a little ferro rod that goes right here, made by Firefly, I believe. I actually have one coming, and then you just kind of put that. So there you go. As you can see, a full capable little kit all in your pocket in the size of your palm. You have a blade that can whittle or process any food. You have a small blade for any delicate work or any precision that you might need. You have the scissors for any cordage, any other fine or delicate work that might work with the scissors. You could even do a little animal processing with that. Can opener comes in extremely handy, right? If you're out there and you find a can, you're going to need to be able to open it. This is one of probably the best can openers out by a multi-tool manufacturer. Bottle opener, this flathead in this orientation here can actually be used really good to pry. Not super duty, but it is a light duty knife, but very capable in the right hands. And then also the world-renowned saw. So if you're not familiar with Victorinox, these saws are amazing, probably one of the best. Oh, by the way, guys, I make videos like this on EDC, multi-tools, kind of EDC urban environment. So if you guys dig that kind of stuff, maybe you guys like to see some more kind of those videos, hit the subscribe, because I'd love to have you. But yeah, and then as you can see with the combination of tools, you can you have everything, right? If you do have to come out, do a bottle opener, this corkscrew can actually double as many other things. You can take knots out with this. So if you have something stuck in your shoe or whatever, or maybe you're doing some fishing, you can do some delicate, or if you're camping and you have some 550 cord that's tied onto something that's tied up really tight in a nasty knot, you can use that to untwist it. It's a small package, so when I go on a small hike, this thing essentially melts away, especially with this deep pocket carry clip that I have on here. Essentially just melts away. Obviously, when I go camping, I usually come with a few more things, but a combination like this fixed blade Mora, something like this on the hip with this in the pocket, you're pretty much set for camping. You can go with a bigger knife as well. You know, you could go with a more of a survival, I mean, this is kind of like a survival knife, but it's probably a little smaller, but very capable if you know what you're doing. The saw on this is one of the nicest saws. Not super big, but for having something in your pocket, it can do some work. Like this saw is an amazing saw. You can also split wood. If you really know how, this is a slip joint. So you don't want to necessarily, if you try to split wood like this, you'll probably damage it really bad. You'll damage your lock. But you can put it in this orientation here, and then take your log, you know, put your log underneath the blade, and then, you know, do one of these setups, and you can actually split wood with it. Obviously, you probably don't want to do that too much. It's more of a survival kind of situation, but you can do that. It is robust enough to do that. So those are kind of the reasons why I, you know, put this in my pocket. It's in my rotation. So anytime I go into the woods, or if I'm going to go kind of do woodsy kind of things, it's with me. If I go camping, it's always with me. If it's not in my pocket as my primary multi-tool with this on my hip, it's a secondary. It'll be in the bag somewhere. It'll be on a hip bags of sorts. Maybe I'll give it to somebody to borrow that doesn't have a tool or a knife for the day. But it's always with me on any kind of camping or excursion kind of trip. Also, go-to of mine for traveling. So if I do travel for nature stuff, that's the one I bring. And you see, with adding a little ferro rod in here, it becomes kind of a complete package. You add that, you have fire. You can actually use a saw, the back of the saw. You put something here, like maybe a little piece of wood. Just think that's like a little piece of wood, and you can use that right there for the ferro rod. So you don't damage your big blade, or you don't damage any of the other blades. And this saw blade's a little bit more robust. But it's just a great package. But I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think my reasoning is good? Do you guys carry the Huntsman? I mean, I know they sell tons of them, so people definitely do. But if you're not carrying the Huntsman, I want to know, what are you carrying? What's your choice? I'd love to know the alternatives out there. Again, I'm Bernardo with Fat Bear DC. If you guys dug my video, please hit me up with a like. I will catch you in the next one.